We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Tyson Fury Glovegate 2.0 kicks off, and we learn that the WBC and Paffen Sports, they have a partnership with their gloves. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Head over to my Patreon. We're going to get that kicked up. Patreon and the YouTube channel member. So you don't want to miss out. It's a great opportunity to connect and just get some different content. Now let's talk about it. So the WBC, when Glovegate 2.0 came out, and then Marcelos Wilder, brother of Deontay Wilder, came out and says his brother has sustained injuries that his doctor felt were not typical or characteristic of just a regular punch with padded gloves. You know, all this information comes out, accusations, I guess you want to say, and the WBC firmly did an interview with Sky Sports, and they stood up for Tyson Fury. Literally no investigation. This is about a day after Marcelos Wilder's claim his brother had a dent. And later the day that the WBC backed Tyson Fury without an investigation, pictures leaked showing Deontay Wilder and his quote-unquote, we'll just say alleged dent and injury. Now we learn that Paffen Sports, the German company that makes the boxing gloves that Tyson Fury won, the horsehair gloves that are in question, the puncher's gloves that are in question for Glovegate 2.0, has a partnership with the WBC. You'll see in the thumbnail and you'll see in this video, these are pictures from Paffen Sport gloves, and there's a WBC certification, a little tag that is stitched and embroidered or whatever inside the glove to confirm its authenticity. Now, shout out to my dude Blue Blood Sports. He was on this. I seen this, but I got a couple videos that I was meaning to make. But now it's kicked off. Let's all talk about it. And I think this is weird. This is weird. It's weird that I told you from the beginning that Mauricio Sulaiman has elected to take his brand, the WBC, has been around boxing, has a lot of history and lineage with great champions, Muhammad Ali, even Sugar Ray Leonard, and make this statement, you know, backing Tyson Fury. He really didn't give much of an explanation. He didn't give anybody any reassurance. There was no investigation. Literally, Deontay Wilder's brother's claims, along with the public interest, new media, fans, boxing fans, you know, around the world, have been talking about this. And, you know, Mauricio Sulaiman basically rejected that and said there was no reason. In fact, what he said to Sky Sports, so I can quote him directly, is, quote, "It's ridiculous," referring to Tyson Fury Glovegate 2.0 glove tampering allegations. Quote, "It's difficult to understand. I was present in both fights. I was in the dressing room in both fights, both Wilder and Fury's dressing room. Information has come out that Wilder, you know, more videotape pulled from Wilder while he was getting his hands wrapped, and Sulaiman wasn't there. He said one was in California, the other one was in Nevada. In both cases, there were at least 3 inspectors in each dressing room, right? And it's funny, BT Sport, after Glovegate started gaining traction and snowballing, they did damage control, and they posted like it's longer because they attached Tyson Fury's Instagram 1-minute video to it, but the actual clip that they showed, it's like 20 seconds of B-roll of Fury getting one hand wrapped, not even showing both hands being wrapped, and it shows that JD's is there. And the funny thing is, JD's is Wilder's trainer, and that's customary. That's pretty much every fight you're gonna have someone from the opposing team. But Tyson Fury also walked out in a cloak or a robe, as I mentioned, and I was the first to call out, and you can't even see his gloves the whole time he's on the throne. When he gets up, there are like small brief stanzas where you can see his gloves, but the way the tailor has made it, you can't see his hands as he's walking by, you know. So we don't know what's going on underneath that, you know. We don't know what happens when Tyson Fury's team puts a towel over the camera that's in their dressing room. We don't know what happens when doors close, things like that. And Mauricio Sulaiman, I was looking and I seen Wilder getting his hands wrapped. I didn't see Sulaiman. In fact, I didn't see multiple people with the commission. The commission usually has the burgundy. It looks like kind of like a valet Parker's blazer. And I didn't see the three people. He says, I was at the California fight, the first fight, and I was at the Nevada fight. Both cases, there were at least 3 inspectors in each dressing room. You know, so where were some in the bathroom? Because if you look at the Wilder clip, you've seen like one person, right? Mauricio Sulaiman says, quote, I was there before and after the fight. I saw the hand wraps. I saw them with the gloves. I was in the ring when they came into the ring, and I was sitting right there during the fight. At no moment in either fight, I saw anything that would look suspicious whatsoever. After the fight, they take off the gloves. They are handed to the commission. So why doesn't someone resurrect these gloves? Where are they? He says it's very sad because to try to take away something from a huge victory, one of the greatest nights of the sport in the century. A century is 100 years. He's proclaiming that this is one of the greatest nights in 100 years of boxing. And then he goes on to say to try and put a blemish on that event is so irresponsible and so stupid. It should not be given any consideration. So Tyson Fury has failed 2 drug tests. Tyson Fury his advisor has had to publicly at least remove himself, Daniel Kinahan, and publicly remove himself from Tyson Fury endeavors after public outrage and backlash. You see Glovegate 1 from the first Wilder fight. You see Glovegate 2 from the second Wilder fight. Yet you have the WBC president saying you should not even pay that any mind. You should not even give that any consideration. And if you do, it's irresponsible journalism. It's irresponsible as a fan. And it's stupid. And you're stupid. And it's sad. And he says he doesn't understand it. So apparently all the people who have seen the glove pictures where Tyson Fury's lead hand looks like the padding is worn and broken in, which is illegal per Nevada State Athletic Commission rules. You know, everybody else is tripping. Mauricio Sulaiman, he's under the impression that, you know, we're all stupid that have seen this and felt a type of way about it. And then now we find out that the WBC certifies some of the Paffen sport gloves. So isn't that a conflict of interest? So Wilder didn't wear Paffen sport gloves. So the brand of gloves that you refuse to investigate, right? The Paffen sport gloves that you're not willing, you 1 day later, you came out and backed Fury totally and said nothing's wrong with the gloves, get over it. You know, you're trying to ruin his greatness, ruin his moment. You're a hater, whatever, right? I'm just paraphrasing. And you have a partnership with this company who makes the gloves. I don't think that's a good look, you know, in the court of law. When you look at stuff like that, you refuse to investigate, right? You refuse to investigate. When it comes to a black fighter, you refuse to investigate. And now we find out the glove manufacturer, you have a partnership. And it's funny, and the reason I say a black fighter, because obviously Deontay Wilder is an African-American fighter. And the funny thing is, I can distinctly recall in Wilder's career when Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder made a statement that he wouldn't mind having a body on his resume. He says, if it happens, it happens. I'm capable of power. Mauricio Sulaiman said he doesn't want to investigate that. And if you think he should, then you're basically stupid and irresponsible. But if you look on screen, it says, I have seen Deontay Wilder's comments, which are regrettable and completely against the spirit of our sport. I have known Wilder for a long time, and he is not a person he portrays in such comments. His metaphors are against the WBC code of ethics and will be addressed in a hearing. This was May 16th. Now, Wilder said this, I think, a couple of times, right? It says Deontay Wilder, Bleacher Report posted, Deontay Wilder wants to kill an opponent in the ring. When I'm the Bronze Bomber, I don't care. I want that on my record. Mauricio Sulaiman in March 30th, 2018 says this is a serious report which cannot go unattended, and if it's true, it goes against the WBC's code of ethics. Yet again, another tweet a separate year later, he says it's unacceptable, right? He also responded to Deontay Wilder saying it's not acceptable, and the WBC disciplinary committee will look into this delicate matter. March 30th, 2018, right? Let's keep going. Let's keep going, shall we? He says, I have known Bronze Bomber for a long time. I respect him and do not believe he could say that he wants to kill someone in the ring, right? So that was the first tweet. So let me get this straight. When there's an African-American fighter and he says he wants to catch a body, just says words. He's saying words. You say you have to investigate because it goes against the code of conduct and ethics of your company. But when Wilder's brother, his flesh and blood, comes out and says, hey, we got a doctor who said these aren't characteristic of any kind of 10-ounce glove boxing injuries that he can feel, that he feels, you know, occurred like that. It looks like a blunt object struck Deontay Wilder and caused a dent. And Mauricio Sulaiman says it's stupid and irresponsible for you to even think something could be wrong. Once again, now we find out the WBC has a certified tag in some of the Paffen Sport Mexican horsehair type of gloves. That doesn't look good. Now, just to add insult to injury, because this is what I like to do on my channel, Devin Haney made a comment this year, right? This year. And he had basically said, I won't lose to a white boy, something to this effect, when talking about fighting Lomachenko, you know. He says he wouldn't lose. And you see from Devin Haney, he says, I just had a very positive conversation with Mauricio Sulaiman, president of the WBC, and confirmed to him directly my commitment to be a role model and my absolute rejection of discrimination of any kind. So once again, Devin Haney made a comment, and then he said later, I'm not a racist. I will never be one. I'm chasing greatness, undefeated. So Wilder, let me get this straight. Deontay Wilder said he wanted a body on his record, black fighter. And after saying that, he was investigated because they said it goes against the code of ethics with the WBC. Then that was on multiple occasions, 2018 and 2019. And then in 2020, Devin Haney made a comment recently during an interview that he would never lose to a white boy. And once again, it looks like an investigation was done or a conversation was had, and they had to talk to another black fighter, Devin Haney, about his comments. These are all comments, people. Tyson Fury is being accused of something a bit more sinister than just words, because he actually had a fight in February. So it's a little bit funny and ironic that we can have an investigation, and we got time for investigations and committee meetings and disciplinary meetings on the two black fighters, but then you have a partnership with Paffen Sports Gloves, and your WBC logo is in some of those gloves. And Tyson Fury, he's in question, we'll say. and there's allegations made and wagered against him, and a day later you say no investigation is needed. In the comments section, you guys let me know what it is and how this can occur. How can it be that in 2018 and 2019, when Wilder repeated and reiterated that he wanted a body on his record words, he was thoroughly investigated and they had to look into it and all this stuff? 2020, Devin Haney, he made comments, and before he became champion, you notice, because the time, if you look at the timeline, before they elevated him to champion, he had to basically apologize for saying I will never lose to a white boy, right? Because they didn't like the choice of words or whatever, and they said, you know, this could be perceived wrong. But when Tyson Fury is accused of something, somehow, some way, we don't have to even look into it. You guys let me know what it is in the comment section. Sign up for ESPN Plus, link in the description. It does help the channel when you guys click on that link. ESPN Plus, they got a lot of original content, archive fights, boxing and UFC, documentaries, Bruce Lee, Mark McGuire. They got one on Lance Armstrong, Dennis Rodman, and a slew of other content. Help you through this time if you're not moving and out and about, kind of on the lockdown. A lot of states and cities and counties are getting back to the lockdown. So it's a great way to get some content and catch up. ESPN Plus, get it as a standalone app, or you can bundle it. ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus, all three apps, one price, $12.99. So this is a bad look for the WBC, in my opinion. You guys let me know what it is in the comment section. I just feel we have to be even Steven all across the board, especially post George Floyd. It's not a good look when it appears that certain people are investigated thoroughly, and when there's shocking, even more shocking, because it's, again, not words, it's actual actions, they don't even have to get investigated. Like, there is just open and closed case, I guess. So let me know what it is in the comment section. New media, we control the narrative. Expect us. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.